All of the kittens reached 3 pounds in mid-July, so August 1st was spay day for our crew of cats. Tilly wasn't supposed to be spayed when she was in heat, but the problem was she was in heat almost the entire summer. She would have 1, maybe 2 days off and go right back into heat again. They decided to fix her anyway and told us she might have a hormonal imbalance for a while as a result. Yeah, great. I felt guilty leaving them with the adoption agency because the spay wasn't happening there. It meant they needed to be transported to the vet clinic where the spay was to happen. So they got loaded up in a van for transport just before we left. And as we walked away, the kittens cried out for us. Tilly growled. We got them back after 9 hours, which means they didn't put them in surgery until the afternoon. They sat in cages at the vet's office for hours, alone and scared. I can only imagine. When I got Tilly back home, she had dried tears all over her face. I'm afraid she thought I abandoned her, and who knows what was going to happen to her and her kids, all of which were in separate cages to prevent injury post-operation. I am never going to leave her side again if she ever has to have another surgery. So we get them home, and now we have to keep them separated for a little while. They are disorientated still from the anesthesia, and they don't have their normal smell. Cats first relate to the world through their sense of smell, and each cat smells like hospital and alcohol. So if they were near each other, they would hiss. They recognized me and Michelle and Pippa. That's because we all smelled the same, and they smelled the environment of our home too. But Pippa was having an odd time with it. They looked the same, they sounded the same, but they didn't smell the same. So she was weirded out when they tried to rub on her. It would be like if someone you knew came home in a Halloween costume. You get the sense of who they are, but it's like, why do you look like a witch? Is that really you? I slept with Tilly alone that night, and the babies cried out for quite some time in their separate rooms, to the point that Michelle let them all out. And even though we picked up all of their toys, they still found things to play with immediately. Their sense of smell was back by the following day, and it's as though nothing happened, and they didn't even have any incisions. Poor Opal had the swelling that lasted for 2 weeks after the surgery, and we had to apply heat. We later tried to apply cold, but she wasn't having it. Tilly's hormones continued to rage for another 2 weeks, before she started to even out. That would include her swatting at the kittens and at Pippa. But Pippa was a good sport with all of it. She knew they had injuries and did her best to help care for the kittens. By the end of it, my old friend Tilly was back. She continued following me around the house like she used to. She brought me toys. She began playing with the kids again and tried getting Pippa's attention. In all, I'm glad we got Tilly and the kittens spayed. The babies will never have to know what it's like to go through heat. Tilly should be able to return to normal and live a more peaceful life. Ideally, be able to start building a bond with Pippa. Subscribe to join the Pride. Scratch out some comments down below. Use your mouse to share this video. And put your paws on that like button. If you're looking for more content to watch, point your whiskers over to these recommended thumbnails. We'll see you in the next video.